Connor O'Brien still serving a suspension, and Owen Ferguson out of the lineup as well. They do have a third goaltender on the roster. That's Caleb Sanders. He is not here today. Flageau getting the start after Duraco won yesterday's game. That one's sent into Flageau, and he gloves it down. Wilkie. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Duraco had a really strong game for the Voodoos yesterday as well.
Biederman, 5th in the league overall in scoring with 15 points. He had a goal in yesterday's game. Coming down the left wing side, McMillan in behind the net. Going into the corner. To the half boards to Long. Tries to feed it back around behind the net, but it's picked up by the Cubs, and they will clear. Shot back in by Douglas now on the left side. Bowen leaves it behind the net. 3 minutes gone to open up this game. Long chasing. Sidesteps a hit from, I believe that was Oliver Smith, and yes, it was. In the corner, and shot around to the far side. That's Long there. Lost the handle, and that will allow the Cubs to get set up in the offensive zone. Toffoli sends it on net, deflected, and into the far side corner. Long gets knocked into that area. Biederman pushed around. And Powassan gets it out past McCharles. He hunts it down in the neutral zone. His shot in is blocked. Skating the other way is Thies. Dumping it in. Play behind the net. Savignac, who scored in yesterday's game for Powassan, can't hold it there, and now the Cubs break out. 3 players going in. McCharles with the puck. Sending it into the near side corner. And it's carried out by Bure. Trying to get the pass up the ice on the left wing side for Patrick. He puts it on net and he scores. Looks like it's Smetham that got the last touch. And before the game is 5 minutes old, Powassan have a 1-0 lead.
Powassan just coming out flying, even though they were hemmed in their zone a little bit, as Sudbury was able to keep it in the Powassan zone. And good on Smetham for being able to get the puck down the ice, get it in the net, and give Powassan the early 1-0 lead. The last time that the Voodoos were in this building against the Cubs, it was on the other rink, and the Cubs came away with a big opening night victory, Matt. So the Voodoos looking for a bit of revenge, although different ice surface.
Cavion sends it deep into the zone. Shanks in the corner. Down to Crane at the line. Crane with the shot. It's high over everybody's head, hits the netting, and goes out of play. This one's starting about 40 minutes later than expected because of the last game between Espinola and Cochrane going about half an hour longer than that should have, so delaying everything. So very likely that our last game of the evening and of the tournament will be delayed as well. Face-off won by Sudbury. It's right in on net, and they fire it wide. Kevian at the line. Behind the net. Looking for Landers. Into the corner for Shanks. Powassan trying to get it out of that area. Aside from the goal, they've been pretty much hemmed in their zone for the opening 5 minutes. Sudbury does have 3 shots on net. Shanks throws a hit, finds the puck, tries to center it, and gets past everybody and it'll go out of the zone. Mazzotta will chase it down as Powassan makes a line change. Fresh legs on the ice. They get control of the puck and dump it in. Bowen leaves it. Crane. Pass across to the near side, and coming down the left wing is Mazzotta. Mazzotta dumps it past Fullerton. Playing in behind the net. Centering pass. They score. Sudbury tie it quickly. It's 1-1.
Well, you can definitely tell that even though it's not their normal rink, it is a home game for the Sudbury Cubs. And even yesterday when they were quote-unquote the away team, they still got a good contingent of fans, and it's the most people that we've seen in the rink, really, to come out to these games. As usually it's just fans and a few friends that make the trip. But considering this is Sudbury's home barn, A little bit of a louder crowd here for this one.
Noah Cohen getting the credit on that goal. Left shot forward from Hanmer, Ontario. And Sudbury, I mean, despite being down 1-0, they had controlled the majority of the play through the opening 5 minutes of the game, and they get rewarded for that. We'll see if Powassan can exact some revenge now on this shift. As McMillan goes in, it's deflected and turned aside. In the far side corner, looks like Long over there. Plays it back to McMillan. McMillan behind the net. He's got Long with him. Long looking for the puck in his skates. Pressured in the corner. Gets it back for McMillan, who tried to wrap around. That didn't work. Thies has it at the line. Skates into the left side boards, and it's chipped out by Harris. Thies gets it back quickly. Makes a move. Gets into the attacking zone. Down the right side to the circle. Takes a shot. Blocker save made by Bowen. And over the glass and out of play. 13:21 remaining in the first. Shots are tied at 4. Score is tied at 1.
Yeah, and even though the score is tied and the shots are tied at 4, as you mentioned earlier, Matt, it really feels like Sudbury's kind of been in the lead for this one and putting all the pressure on the Voodoos. But as we saw with our last game, just because you have all the momentum and all the pressure doesn't mean you're going to win that game, as Cochrane was heavily outscored by, or shot by Espanola, and they still came away with the victory.
Racing that one down was Sobush. He had a pair of goals in last night's win. And now in the slot area, couldn't control the puck, cleared down the ice. Bowen leaves it behind the net. And that's Biederman. Now check that, Ellis dumping it in. Play on the half boards. Powassan get control. Up ahead to Patrick. It's off his stick. Turnover again in the neutral zone. Here comes Wilkie for Powassan. Centers it. Patrick's there. The shot goes wide, blocker side. Smith on it for the Cubs. Biederman in the corner. Kicks it over to Smith, who gets it up ahead to Sobush. In the neutral zone, looking forward from his left wing, sends it to the far side corner, and that line will change for the Cubs. Both coaching staffs working quickly through their rosters as they're getting new guys out there every 30 seconds or so. I mean, they are really rolling through these 4 lines. Kevion to Walker. Down the right wing side. Tries to put it on net. That's blocked. It gets through the McCharles and he scores! Marshall McCharles says, "Happy birthday, Mom. Here's a goal for you." It's 2-1 Sudbury.
Yeah, well, it was Mike Brown's birthday yesterday, our cameraman. Got to take a chance to talk about that one, right? So, happy birthday, Mike. Hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday. And you better be enjoying today, too, as we sit here and do all this camera work. But yeah, Powassan Voodoos down 2-1, and like you said, Matt, the Cubs have really dictated the pace of play so far in this one, so you just knew it was a matter of time. And before we got too far into this one, it was Cannon Flageau who was the starting goaltender opening night against the Cubs as well for Powassan.
Marshall McCharles with his 4th goal of the season. That one giving Sudbury a 2-1 lead. And you really feel like there's a sense of urgency to this game between these two clubs. Powassan trying to get the puck out. They find Scott. Scott over the middle, sends it in on net, and it's stopped by the netminder Bowen. And he'll hold on to it for a stoppage in play. 11:10 remaining in the first. 2-1.
And as you mentioned, Matt, lots of urgency between these two teams, and you kind of get the sense that there's a bit of a heightened emotions in this game. We'll see if they stay in check or if they get pushed out of the way, or they come to the forefront, I should say, as there's kind of a sharp angle shot there by the Voodoos and just went nowhere. But it'll be interesting to see if emotions can be kept in check.
McCharles, the Sudbury Wolves draft pick, with that goal. Bowen is a Kingston Frontenac's draft pick from the 2020 OHL priority selection. There's a shot on net, save made by Bowen. In behind the net, McMillan with a wraparound and chance. Can't bury it, the puck stays out, but the whistles go.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a quick whistle there.
Just too much traffic in front, and the officials losing sight of that puck.
Yeah, even though the goaltender never had a hold on that one, but it is what it is. Powassan will still have the offensive zone face-off, and since Sudbury scored that second goal, it's been almost all Powassan since then.
Good response for the Voodoos, but they'll need to make it appear on the scoreboard, or else it's all for naught. Long pass down the ice, and icing waved off because the goaltender touched the puck. Kevion in the zone, sends it on net. Sobush playing it into the corner. That's Biederman there. Plays it back to Sobush. Couple of hard checks right on the boards. Ellis turns it over at the line. Long pushes it forward. Now to Foley, gets it up ahead. Late change by Powassan, but Sudbury can't take advantage. To Foley again. Tries to get the pass across to Sobush. It's deflected away by Smetham, and it's over the glass and out of play. Almost halfway through the first period here already. It's 2-1. Maybe that 6:45 game won't be delayed if this pace keeps up.
Yeah, 8-6, the shots on goal in favor of the Powassan Voodoos, but the 2-1 score remains in favor of the Sudbury Cubs through the first 10 minutes in change now.
Kevion fires it in. Ricocheted around the boards to the far side. Cleared down the ice. Kevion chasing it down. In behind the net. He'll hold it deep in his own zone. And he finds Cohen. In behind the Powassan net now. O'Brien. No, check that. Risman, I believe, over there. That is Risman. Yeah, that kicks it away to behind the net.
Yeah, the red numbers are strange on a Voodoos jersey, eh?
Yeah, they are. Sudbury plays it back. Cohen dumps it in again. That's Risman. North Bay Battalion draft pick, sending it up to Bury.
And a Sudbury native. Playing against a team he played a couple of games for last year.
Shot comes in, deflected off the stick of the goaltender Bowen, and it's out of play. We've reached our mid-period break. 8:50 to go. It's 2-1 Sudbury.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Yeah, and the as we mentioned, Tyson Risman, a North Bay Battalion draft pick. And he also played a couple of games last year with the Greater Sudbury Cubs, as he was an affiliate player with them as he played for the Nickel Capitals, and really stood out so much so that, like you said, the North Bay Battalion took him in the 4th round. Him and Mike McIver, both being signed out of that 4th round draft, and with Risman playing with the Voodoos and McIver playing with the U18 Trappers map.
And it'll be the Voodoos who are hoping Risman can help them this year, and the U18 Trappers who hope McIver can help them out this year. The Sudbury Cubs come into this game with 3 guys in the top 10 in league scoring. Cameron Walker, 6 goals and 6 assists. Pearson Sobush with 7 goals and 6 assists for 13 points. And then Billy Biederman, as we mentioned, 5 goals and 10 assists for 15 points. So Sudbury, no shortage of guys that can fill the back of the net. They've been a dangerous offensive club to this point in the year.
Yeah, and you kind of get the sense that the Voodoos have kind of been sputtering offensively a little bit and haven't gotten to their full potential as of yet.
And it certainly doesn't help when big-name guys like Lemke and Little are out of the lineup. Service. Into the corner. That's now where that depth has to come and play for Powassan. 17 players have scored at least 1 goal, but it's Marshall McCharles who will get his 2nd of the game. Tipping that one in on a pass from a sharp angle. It's 3-1 Sudbury.
And we'll have to see how much of a leash Flageau has in this one because, well, he's looked good so far with the Powassan Voodoos. He's not looked good at all against the Greater Sudbury Cubs in the couple of games he's played against them. That's now 9 goals against, Matt, for him in a period, or 70-plus minutes of gameplay against the Cubs.
McCharles with his 5th goal of the season. And the Voodoos are in trouble early in this one. Stretch pass, Scott trying to catch up to it. Sets it on net, but it's steered away with Cameron Shanks coming in on the back check. Up ahead, Shanks coming in on the left side. Hauled down, maintains possession. Now behind the net. That's Caden Dubrow, who's the affiliate player. He's wearing number 6 tonight for the Powassan Voodoos, who had to bring him up due to the fact that they are a little banged up going into this game. Cameron Dubrow was a prospect for the Sudbury Cubs, but did not end up making the junior A team out of camp. Ellis with the puck now. It's being pressured by Long. Was able to just play keep away though. In the neutral zone. Now to Foley. Delayed offside, so he'll have to backtrack. Too many guys in the blue shirts going over the blue line on the far side. And that will be icing called against Powassan. 6:23 to go in this period. Powassan out shooting Sudbury 10-8, but they're down 3-1.
Well, we had a scoreless first period in that last game that we did between the Paper Kings and the Cochrane Crunch. Can't say that we've had a scoreless first period in this one with 4 goals in just under 14 minutes played.
There's a shot from the slot from Biederman. That goes high. Cavion. Biederman down the left side. The shot kick save made. Rebound in the slot turned away. Macmillan down the left wing. Plays it off the boards in front of the Sudbury bench. On the dump in. Powassan gets some new legs out there as Biederman using his speed coming through the zone. Sent back up the middle. That's Kevion. Playing it off the boards. Into the neutral zone. Patrick catches it and plays it back in. I don't think Powassan have even had control of the puck in the offensive zone in the last 3 minutes.
They haven't been able to set up shop in a long time, that's for sure.
Sobush racing down now. Gets past these, but then is blocked entering the zone. But a weird bounce ends up back on the stick of Sobush. Tries to center it, loose on the doorstep, cleared away. Still an opportunity, and it's cleared to the line. Kept in the zone. Down the half boards, Biederman. Gets it over. Now to the near side, that's Mazzata. Mazzata comes out in front of the net, and his shot is blocked. Thies in the corner. Plays it to Douglas. Trying to get out to Burry. Knocked away from him. Joffrey chasing it back. Plays it to Mazzata. Down the left wing side. The dump in is blocked by his own player, Cohen. And it's back out. Renaud almost coughed that one up, but he, on a second chance, got it back ahead. However, Powassan end up with the puck. And it's McDonald going the other way. Now they've got numbers coming in on the attack. Knocked away off Service's stick. In on the end boards, that's McDonald. McDonald centering, the shot goes over the glove and in. Powassan are within a goal as Kelly puts it in off the pass from McDonald. It's 3-2.
What a strange goal for the Powassan Voodoos. It was almost as if R.A. Dickey was throwing a knuckleball over top of the goaltender for the Cubs, and what a goal it ended up being as it gets the Voodoos some life in this one, as that's Kelly's second since joining the Voodoos. That'll be his third point in 6 games as well. So Jack Kelly, number 14, giving the Voodoos some quick help here, as now it's a 3-2 hockey game with just over 4 minutes left in the first period.
Well, they went into the zone attacking as a good forward unit, almost lost the puck, but then stayed strong deep behind the goal line and just put it on net. Now Fullerton tries to do the same. It's off the stick of Long and redirected wide. Oh boy.
Almost, though. That was a nice redirect.
There's a shot on net, save made by Bowen. And now they try to set it up. The shot comes in, goes off a stick, and out of play. Shields' neck guard was trailing behind him, and I was like, who is the player with the long hair? I thought somebody was out there with like a ponytail hanging out from behind their helmet, but yeah, because that threw me off. I was like, I don't recognize that guy.
Well, he grew his hair long overnight.
Yeah, I guess so.
Something in the air here in Sudbury.
3:38 remaining in this quick-moving first period. 5 goals between these two teams. Crowder tries to play it up the middle. Dumping it in over the blue line. Into the corner. Hard hit. Jake Fullerton takes the full effect of that one. Dumped down. Bowen. And now Biederman looks to bring it out. But we got a call here.
Looks like Crowder's going to the box for Sudbury.
Burry and Crowder got tangled up there at the blue line, and it was way behind, or way in front of the play. So the Powassan Voodoos will have the first man advantage of this game. And what a way to reset if they can tie this one up here. But a poke check made. Sudbury trying to get out ahead. And that's going to be a penalty against Powassan.
No, looks like it's offside.
Oh, no, just offside. I thought he was calling it. I thought he was calling a hold.
No, the linesman, that was the one calling the offside call. He put his hand up right away.
So maybe Powassan getting away with one there. It was just desperation to not let Sudbury get out there on a 2-on-1.
Yeah, if you're head coach Peter Goulet, you don't love this first period, but you're happy with maybe skating away with one on that one.
Yeah, I think so. Wilkie, who was picked up in a trade with a team in Calgary just a couple weeks ago. Usually paired on the top line with Little, but Little out tonight. So it's Wilkie on the top defensive pairing with Ricci.
Ricci looked dangerous in that game yesterday against the Sioux Eagles as well. Didn't get the puck to the back of the net.
Cole Douglas and Sean Thies make up the secondary defensive unit. And Risman and Fullerton fleshing out the bottom. Powassan with just a minute remaining on their power play. First of the game for either side.
Hasn't really looked like a power play so far for the Voodoos.
Patrick gets it knocked off his stick. Right towards the netminder Flageau, and he'll smother that one. So now Powassan will have to win a face-off in the defensive zone. And they have just 52 seconds remaining on their first power play of the game.
I think Flageau needs to put some tape or something on the blue on his pads because it really makes him look like he's playing for the Cubs. His stripes are navy blue. And I noticed that the very first game he played for the Voodoos. I was like, come on. It was against these Cubs too, so I was like, come on.
There's a shot and a save made.
I mean, I'm a sucker for equipment like that, so it's like...
Yeah, turn the navy blue into yellow, right?
Yeah, or something. Well, it was funny because the starting goaltender that game for the Cubs had yellow on his pads. Like, come on, just swap pads for the game, guys.
The trainer's got the wrong ones off the bus.
Yeah.
In behind the net. And the Cubs doing a great job killing time on this penalty. Sent down the ice, off the end boards. Powassan looking for control. Thies at the line. Tries to move it up. Walker blocking him. Thies trying to get it back. He falls down. Couple of hard pushes and shoves. And the puck is cleared over the glass and out of play. 6 seconds remaining on the power play for Powassan.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Matt, the Cubs doing a great job of keeping the puck out of the danger zones and away from their zone. Again, it's tough to score when the puck is 200 feet away from the other person's net for the Voodoos. And on this power play, you would have thought that they would try to take some momentum into their hands and get some shots on goal, but it hasn't really resulted in any favors for the Voodoos.
Down the ice, Smith, 2-on-1 the other way, and they score!
Right out of the penalty box for the Cubs. That's how that 2-on-1 developed. And you got to wonder, does Flageau stay in the game or does he come out? Doesn't look like there's any movement on the bench. It's also kind of hard to blame them with that one for sure when the 2-on-1 developed because of the penalty being over.
Biederman gets the goal. 6th of the season for him. And it was Crowder that was in the box, so as soon as the penalty ended, Biederman came off the bench, racing down the ice, and Smith with an easy pass over to him, untested, and they regain their 2-goal lead. And now here comes Smith again, just going in one-on-one, and he has to put on the brakes. Almost had a clean breakaway. Now Biederman puts it on net, off the skate of service and right into the pads of Flageau. 29 seconds remaining in the first. It's 4-2 Sudbury.
Yeah, and again, 29 seconds left. If you're Peter Goulet, you're not happy with the 20 minutes of hockey your team's just played. And it seems like this building outside of the game against the Sioux Eagles yesterday, it's kind of like the Blue Jays' Tropicana Field. It's like a house of horrors for the Powassan Voodoos so far this year.
McCharles steals it, looking to center it, bouncing off a couple of bodies. Now kicked ahead. There's a shot, and it's just wide, and then it rolls along the top of the glass, but officials are letting the play go on. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Looking to move it out. 5 seconds ago, it's dumped in, and that will be where the period comes to an end. Sudbury jumps out to a 4-2 lead over Powassan. 2 goals courtesy of Marshall McCharles, around a goal from Noah Cohen, and Billy Biederman with his 6.
Really making McCharles is really making me look like a genius picking him as a player to watch in this one. So I'll take it. I'll take the victories where I can get them, as few and far between as they might be. But yeah, the Powassan Voodoos finding themselves in a bit of a hole after 20 minutes of play, and they've been outshot 15-13 on the shot clock. So lots of resetting, I'm sure, for head coach Peter Goulet in this first intermission, which we'll find out if it works or not coming up on the front line.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back. It's Sudbury 4. It's Powassan 2. It is icing against the Cubs as we get the second period underway here from the Countryside Arena here in Sudbury, Ontario. It's the... Okay, now I've lost count. This is the third game for us today. 7th overall for the 2022 NOJHL Showcase.
And for those wondering, Matt's favorite song is Smooth by Carlos Santana because that was a really smooth intro.
Thank you, thank you. Ben Long's a big Rob Thomas fan, right?
Yeah. He's just sitting over there singing the song right now.
In the corner, the...
Ben, to his credit, speaking of music, did bring a guitar with him to the
Yes,
hotel.
he did. It's in my trunk right now. In the middle of the Sudbury zone, McMillan with control fires it wide, blocker side. Ricci with it now. He sends it on net. Took a deflection off a couple players before it bounced into the corner. Almost a minute into the second period. 4-2 Sudbury lead, who really did dominate that opening 20 minutes. And we're waiting to see exactly how Peter Goulet decides to draw up the attack in the second period here. Sudbury just seemed like they were just such a fast skating team and connected on every single pass in that first period.
Yeah, it was very clean, very crisp. And I mean, we sit here and talk about it as if Powassan had a terrible period, which they defensively, yeah, it wasn't great. But offensively, you still put up 2 goals in the 20 minutes that you played. So the Voodoos came out well as well and were able to respond a few times. They just didn't end up having enough gas in those first 20 minutes to really make it more close than a 4-2 lead for Sudbury. But Sudbury for sure has been a really crisp, clean, hard-checking team throughout the first 20 minutes and change.
Flageau in net for Powassan from Littleton, Colorado. And he has played well this season, really, aside from the games against the Cubs. They've had his number this year. McCharles. That puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. Ellis, he gets hit. Smetham tried to move it forward. That got blocked. Ellis trying to get it over the blue line. Lots of bodies right below us here. Sent into the Sudbury zone. McCharles has it. And he looks to carry it out. Down the left wing side and dumped in. Flageau leaves it behind the net. That's cleared the zone. Cleared the neutral zone. Clears the goal line. Icing called.
16-13 are the shot totals now for the Sudbury Cubs over the Voodoos. 4-2, of course, with just over 2.5, or just under 2.5 minutes, I should say, played in the second. My brain, once again, fried. We did 4 games yesterday. We've done 2 already today, and we're in the second period of Game 3 today. So that's a lot of hockey, a lot of talking. But we like bringing these broadcasts to you, and we're more than happy to be here today in Sudbury and over the last couple of days, bringing you all this wonderful action with the NOJHL Showcase as we get a stoppage and play as the referees lost sight of the puck as it was held up against the boards.
And as we mentioned earlier, we thank our sponsors for getting us here. And if you are looking to advertise, you can certainly reach out to us. We are always looking to bring on more great businesses. There's a shot. Save Made looking to always bring on more great businesses to add to our team. And we're also taking monthly donations on Patreon to make this financially viable for us to do. Weekly podcasts and sometimes up to 5 games a week being broadcasted here on the Frontline broadcast channel. So
if you give us money on Patreon, our colleague Bob Coles will perform crazy, weird dances for you. He likes to do it at hockey games. We'll send him to your house like a candygram.
Don't promise what you can't deliver.
We'll shave Matt's head. Maybe not.
Sent into the Powassan zone, in behind the net, looking for the attack here. It's at the line, shot in and deflected just wide of the net. Service picks it up, centers it into the neutral zone, but it's off the stick of McDonald and cleared back out. Picked up by Wilkie, dumping it into the near side corner. Crane is there, flips it in behind the net, and holding it back there is Kevion, sending it down the ice. Racing for it is Sauvignac, and he'll get there for the icing call.
That'll lead to an offensive zone draw for the Voodoos. And Sudbury will be looking to win the draw and able to get the puck back down the ice for Powassan. And even though Sudbury still leads with the shot total, the two teams look like two different teams coming out here. As now we have a meeting of the minds on the bench right now for the Powassan Voodoos. As you can see, half the numbers over there as they've all turned around to pay attention to something that the coaches are showing them.
That's an interesting look. I mean, I've never seen that while the play is going on before. Rismond to the left side. They clearly have seen something they want to address and see if it can help them cut into this 2-goal deficit. But here's Crowder coming down the right wing side. Takes a shot. Blocker save made. Flasho quick there to block that left side post. Joffrey now sends it on net. Mazzotta cleared out of the zone. Right back into the Powassan end. Into the corner. Picked up by Risman and cleared out of the zone. In the neutral zone, Macmillan down the left wing. Feeds it back up high to Douglas. He takes a shot, and that's blocked by Harris. Down the left wing, into the attacking zone. They play it on net. That's a save made. But they don't get it out of the area as quickly as they wanted to. It's at the line. And they're saying it didn't clear the zone. Mazzotta looks like he's struggling here. He can't put any weight on that right foot. And he's still in the zone, long with a shot, and that one knocks down Kevion. The Cubs have two wounded defenders out there, and they're stuck deep in the zone. Powassan, though, can't take advantage of it. They got to get puck moving here. The Voodoos wasting a golden opportunity. Long coming in, fires it. The goaltender will make the save, and mercifully, those two Cubs will get off the ice.
Well, the other thing that makes it tough for Sudbury with that opportunity is that there's the long change, right, with the second period. So in order for them to get off the ice, they'd have to skate by Powassan. But they weren't able to get off the ice because Powassan was in the neutral zone each time and coming back in. But like you said, they squandered a golden opportunity, the Voodoos did, where they basically had a mini-man advantage.
Yeah, that was... You talk about having a sense of urgency. That I don't understand why the Voodoos just were kind of lackadaisical on those zone entries. Especially because... Now here comes Ellis. Especially because here comes Biederman, not allowing me to finish the thought here. In behind the net, Ricci. Just going to say, the benches are on opposite sides now in the second period, right? So they would have to skate all the way through the neutral zone to get off the ice there. But, I mean, credit to Mazzotta and to Kevion for sticking with it. They were clearly in pain.
Straight up not having a good time, as the cool kids say.
Risman chasing it into his own end. With 13:10 remaining. Feeding that down to Smetham. It gets past him, and icing will be called. Man, the Voodoos are shooting themselves in the foot this period. Smetham could have gone in one-on-one, but he just couldn't get that pass cleanly.
Yeah. They just haven't looked sharp. They came out at first with some speed and some gusto to them in the first couple of minutes of this period, but they just haven't looked sharp ever since maybe the 15-minute mark, where it's been the last 2 minutes now. They, like you mentioned, lackadaisy and just kind of not really. It doesn't look like they're very interested right now, which is weird.
Even though the majority of the play has been in the Sudbury zone, but they haven't been able to cut any further into this lead. Oh, there's a hard hit in the corner. Walker throwing his full frame at that Voodoos defender.
It's Rismond.
Rismond finds the puck in behind the goal line, gets it up to Smetham, and that'll clear the zone. Walker, 5'10", 170 pounds, a Sudbury product. I mean, he went all in on that hit.
Well, you got to think him and Rismond know each other, as Rismond's from the area as well.
That's right.
And Rismond gave him a good shot after the hip, too.
That puck flies into the zone. Rismond in the corner again. Gets it away from Crowder. And now the Voodoos had 3 guys going into the zone. Lost the puck. Service can't handle the pass. And now it's a breakaway for Shanks the other way. Shanks one-on-none. Pulls it to the side. Glove save made by Flageau. And he had to be big there to stop that one.
What a great save by Flageau to kind of give you some confidence in the big netminder. As he's already allowed the 4 goals, like we mentioned. Shots 19-16 in favor of the Cubs as well. But yes, Flageau flashing the leather. Again, giving you a little bit of confidence in the big man back there.
But again, the Voodoos just looking out of sync. Twice they had opportunities to go into the zone with the odd man rush. Dumped in. Douglas pinching at the half boards. His shot is blocked. Tries to feed it to the corner. Big battle along the boards. Around to the near side. Douglas again at the half boards. To the point, Long's there. Douglas, Long. Nobody can get it. And it comes out of the zone. Macmillan gets it back in. Sauvignac chasing it. Kevion behind his own net. Clears it to the near side. The Cubs get it cleared. Scott pushes it back in for the Voodoos. But now the Cubs go the other way. Landers dumping it down. 10.5 to play in the second period. Nobody has scored yet in this second period. And it remains 4-2 for the Cubs. In behind the net, Joffrey gets it down the right wing for Harris. Harris gets it up ahead. It's a 2-on-1 now. The shot comes in. Cohen scores. His second of the game makes it 5-2 for the Cubs. And once again, it's just bad turnovers in the Sudbury zone for the Voodoos that result in breaks going the other way for Sudbury. 10:15 to go in the second. 5-2 for the home side.
And again, you can't really blame Flageau for a few of these goals. But again, it makes you wonder, if we're going to see Duraco come in at any point.
Renaud fires that one high over the glass and out of play.
And I mean, Duraco had a great game yesterday for Powassan against the Sioux Eagles. And he's looked good in the games that he's played. So is Flageau. Just maybe a bit of a goalie controversy. Who knows? We'll see how much longer the leash is again on Flageau here.
Like we said, the Cubs have seemed to have his number to this point of the season.
Well, he's played 2.5 games against them now, and he's allowed 11 goals.
Harris in on Smetham. But you're right, Flageau. Hard to instill some confidence when the team in front of you is giving the puck away.
Yeah,
a lot of time.
Well, and that's what I mean. It's kind of hard to really blame the the goaltender Flageau for some of these goals. But now we're going to see the Voodoos. It looks like they're going to be shorthanded as well here. So, the bad news bears continues here for Powassan as Risman goes off.
Boarding, it looked like the call. 9:42 remaining. Powassan being outshot 20-16. And we'll see where they put the face-off.
Big conference center ice there.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird spot to put it.
Yep.
Is it because the puck got shot out of play by the Cubs?
I would imagine that would be what it is, but who knows?
Well, the Voodoos win it. Oh, and Biederman knocks it down, delayed offside, meaning the Cubs could not touch it off that play. Service scored a shorthanded goal yesterday. His second of the season. His only other goal coming on a penalty shot.
He likes going in one-on-one with the goalie.
Apparently. Smith has it for the Cubs in the near side corner. Drops it to the line to Ellis. Flips it over to Biederman on the left wing half boards. Plays it in behind the net for Sobush. Sobush looking to send it back up high in the zone to Biederman. He finds Ellis now. Ellis puts it on net, and that's just wide. Biederman picks it up behind the net to Sobush. Sending it to Walker on the near side corner. He walks to the middle of the right side circle. It's off his stick, picked up by Sobush, sent to the blue line for Smith. Smith across to Biederman. The one-time shot is wide. Picked up on the far side by the Voodoos. Held there by Shields. He had an opportunity to clear the puck, but instead he'll just hold it. He's doing a great job of that. Killing some time here. But now as the puck comes free, it's still inside the Voodoo zone. Smith has it at the blue line. Back in and pass across the left side. Walking in, the shot gets past everybody. Biederman can't hold it, and the puck will clear. 30 seconds remaining on the Sudbury power play. Just their first of the game. Both teams been penalized just once. And we're over halfway through the second period. Smith brings it in. Stopped on the half boards. Now he gets past. Goes to the goal line. Will track back. Sends it to Toffoli. Across to the left side. That's Crowder over there? No, Newton, excuse me. And Newton has it again at the blue line. Now he walks in. Going to the circle. Puts it on net. And they can't bury it. Pass comes back up high. Toffoli's shot is stopped. Back to 5-on-5 play. Smith sends it in front of the net, and Shanks can't get a hold of that one. Toffoli again sends it in deep. Shanks in the corner. That penalty-killing unit has been out there for a long time for the Voodoos. Toffoli walking in, takes a shot, and Flageau makes the save.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Well, going back to the final game yesterday where the Timmins Rock fell in overtime to the Sioux Thunderbirds, how large is that going to loom now as the Sioux Eagles take down the Rock 5-1 on the ice sheet number 1 here today, Matt. So that's the final game on the other ice here. I just want to give a shout out to 2 people. Leanne Dawson, who's listening from home. She sent some nice words along our way on Instagram. And Brent Ogletree, who is usually the guy who keeps the stats for the Voodoos at home. He's listening currently at work in North Bay. So thank you for listening, and thank you for the kind words. We really appreciate it, especially when the score's 5-2 in favor of the Cubs.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you. We are the only broadcast, not just for this game, but for all the teams throughout the tournament, unless they've been playing on Ring 2. So we've had some kind words from friends and family that have been in attendance watching their kids play. We've had some kind words online. It's been a pleasure to bring you these games, and it's been awesome to get to see all these teams in this tournament. It's been really cool. I know we've said it's been a long couple of days, and it certainly has, but it's been so cool to see all these teams that some of them we have yet to see this season in Powassan.
Yeah, it's been very exciting for sure, and really opened your eyes to how great the quality of hockey actually is in the NOJHL.
That's right, because you get to see them match up against other teams and see how differently they attack. And again, yesterday in the game between the Cubs and the Lumberjacks, we thought that was going to be a high-scoring affair, and it ended up being one of the more better defensively played games of the entire tournament.
Yep. We've had some exciting overtime games, too.
Landers in behind the net. Crowder plays it to the near side. Long carrying it through the neutral zone. Long knocked down hard as he was trying to get through the defense. Now Joffrey and Long still tangled up as the puck is on the half boards on the near side. Everybody digging away at it. It comes way up high, and now Risman plays it down in the neutral zone. Up ahead, and Long gets sent to the ice again. Boy, he's got a target on him in that shift. Shot in from Risman, and it's a skate save made by the goaltender Bowen. That'll be his 15th save of the game. Hasn't been terribly busy in this period, though. Risman through the neutral zone. He's been called on a lot in this period. Getting lots of ice time out there as the third pairing with Fullerton. And it's Risman again. Dumping it in. Risman takes a hard hit from Crowder. As the Cubs look to bring the puck out. Yeah, there's just seemingly no urgency right now from Powassan as they try to move the puck into the zone. I mean, there's been a couple times where they've dumped it, and their first instinct is to skate back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no pressure, and even when they get into the Cubs zone, they just kind of take the one shot and one and done. We've talked about it before about the Voodoos this year, where they're kind of a one and done team. They don't really try to create, and set up shop in the offensive zone and really kind of play that cycle game. They don't really like to do that. They like to just get their shot and then, okay, I'm going for a change, or they're going to get the rebound and we better go the other way.
And I get why you do that on home ice at the Powassan Sportsplex, because that one bounce, if you miss wide of the net and that bounce comes out, I mean, it's almost already in the neutral zone, and now you got to come back and play defense. On this ice surface, though, you've got more time, and it seemed like they used that time in yesterday's game against the Sioux Eagles.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny you say that, because during the preseason, Caleb Dawson's overtime winner was because French River went down, missed the net with the shot off the glass. It comes out to the neutral zone, and Dawson just happened to come off the bench, and he was at the right place at the right time to pick it up and go in all alone.
Caleb Dawson expected to do big things with the U18 Trappers this season.
He's already off to a good start with them as well, with a goal, I believe, here in Sudbury on Sunday.
At the line, shot in, deflected off a skate and into the near side corner. Douglas at the line. That shot is kicked away, and now Sudbury trying to break out. McCharles sends it down the ice. Douglas onto the puck with 4:40 to play in the second period. 5-2 the score, just the one goal in this second period. Coming off the stick of the Sudbury Cubs. Noah Cohen is second of the game. Here's Harris now, puts it on net. Cohen is sitting in the blue paint, and he finally gets up. Thies is pressured on the forecheck from the Cubs. But now it'll be cleared out of the zone. Behind the net. Bowen turns it over. Wilkie coming into the zone, can't get a shot off. It was teed up for him, but he just fanned on it. Now Ricci plays it in, and Bowen lets the play keep going. Harris on the far side for Sudbury. Cannot clear. Couple of guys tangled up there. And again, it comes out. Bure sends it in. Sudbury getting it right back out to the neutral zone. Bure tries to chip it ahead on the boards. And coming into the play, Smetham in behind the net now. Digging away at it. Smetham opened the scoring. Yes, the Powassan Voodoos at one point led this game 1-0. And now they touch it, and it's offside. Smetham was coming out of the zone. I guess he thought the puck was still on that side, the right side of the blue line, but touches it, and offside is the call.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that because I've been sitting here watching this game and I forgot that the Voodoos opened the score. It's a little wild to think about, really, to be honest with you, with the way that how the game's gone so far through the first period and 3 quarters.
They've been within a goal twice. They opened the scoring, but then gave up the next 3. So they were down, they're tied, then they were down 2-1, then they were down 3-1. Then Powassan came back. Jack Kelly scored to make it 3. Am I getting that right here? Yep, 3-2 before the Voodoos, before the Cubs jumped back out in front to a 2-goal lead. Biederman scoring late in the first period, and then Cohen scoring again here in the second to make it a 3-goal lead. Their biggest lead of the game so far. Dump down the ice. Icing called. And they'll go back down the other way and do it again. 2:45 to go in period number 2.
Well, like you mentioned earlier in the game, Matt, we have one more game here on Ice 2, starting at 6:45 between the French River Rapids and Blind River Beavers. Considering it's 5:56 according to the clock here at the Jerry McCrory Sports Complex, I have a feeling that game will not be starting at 6:45.
I think you might be right about that. Walker fires it in. Stick save made by the goaltender Flageau, who fires it into the opposite corner and out of play with 2:32 to go in the second period.
25-20, shots on goal favor the Cubs. So the Voodoos are getting some shot attempts, but it feels like ever since the start of the second, where the Voodoos were down in the Sudbury zone for a little while, it feels like the last 10 minutes have been all Cubs in the Voodoo zone.
Yep. And even when they have had opportunity, speaking of opportunity, Marshall McCharles with a big one there. Drafted 186 overall by the Sudbury Wolves this past April in the OHL priority selection.
Playing right here under their noses as well, and for the Cubs.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, I don't think he'll be waiting too long to make his appearance in a Wolves uniform. There's a chance on net, and they can't bury it. I think McCharles and Walker both tried to shoot it at the same time and got their sticks crossed. Walker trying to move in. McCharles with him. Pushed aside. Sent up ahead to Kelly, and he'll go into the Cubs zone. There's a hit. Service lost the puck in the process. Bure steals it back and then lost it to Smith. I think he was trying to pass it back behind his own blue line to Thies, but it got picked off. Service. Go ahead.
Smith just says thank you for that.
Yeah. Kevion. Good to see him back out there after him and Mazzota both got injured simultaneously earlier in this period. Blocking shots and taking hits on the defensive side. Biederman sends it, but that save is made. That was Smith on that shot for the Cubs. Sent down the ice. Ellis picks it up. Under a minute to play in this period. The Cubs holding on to that 3-goal lead. Dumped in. Picked up on the far side. That's Sobush. Played to the line. Across to the near side. Ellis fires it in. Deflected wide of the net. In behind the net. Wilkie. Twisting, turning, trying to create some space. Finally fires it off the near side boards. Picked back up in the corner. That's Biederman. Skates to the middle. Winds up, fires. Kick save made. Ellis keeps it in the zone. Pressured by McMillan. And sent back into the corner. 3 seconds to go. Pass up the middle off the skate of McMillan. And the second period will come to an end. The Cubs get the lone goal of the second period to extend their lead. It's 5-2 Sudbury over Powassan.
Yeah, not looking good for the Voodoos right now, but if you're the Cubs, you're really happy with how this game's gone for you. Because ever since that second Voodoos goal, it's been basically all Greater Sudbury throughout this point of the game. And we'll have to see if the Voodoos are able to counterattack. We're saying the same thing we said at the start of the last intermission. We'll have to see if the Voodoos can counteract that in this intermission by talking to head coach Peter Goulet and what he's going to have to say to his Voodoos team here to try and get them back on track. But we'll find those answers to those questions and more coming up after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back. Period number 3 underway between Sudbury and Powassan. It's the Cubs with a 5-2 lead over the Voodoos. Let's see if the Voodoos can get back into this game here. There was a shot, but a good kick save made by the goaltender Bowen. And we'll get you Courtney's players to watch and a recap of how they've done in just a little bit. Glove save made there by the goaltender Flageau. You got to believe that Flageau cannot give up anything else in this third period.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
So the player to watch that we had for the Powassan Voodoos was Sean Thies, number 21, the defenseman. He had himself a good game against the Timmins Rock on Friday in Powassan. Hasn't really done much on the score sheet in this one. But Marshall McCharles, number 14 for the Sudbury Cubs. He has 2 goals so far on the game, and he's looking like a safe bet to be one of the players of the game at the end of the game, Matt.
Player to watch, player of the game. I don't think we've had that combination yet, have we?
Nah, it's going to make me look smart. I try sometimes. I do a good job.
Behind the net, that is Smetham. One of the goal scorers tonight for the Voodoos. Being held against the boards. Just trying to get that free out of that area. The Cubs doing a lot of work on the body of Smetham. It comes out and right back below the goal line. Now into the corner. Fans on the pass, gets it back. I believe that's check that, Patrick over there. And now Smetham again on the boards. Patrick and Smetham just trying to get some room here for the Voodoos to attack in the Cubs zone. Maybe a break here, but they can't complete the pass down the middle. And now they were looking for a stretch pass down the ice, but one of the Cubs players got off. And so that will be an icing call against Sudbury. So not a bad way to start this period for the Voodoos. You've got control of the puck inside the zone. Now let's see if we can get that cycle game going.
Exactly. And to your previous, as now they're pulling it out, timeout.
No, I think Sudbury called the timeout here.
But to your previous comment about Flageau before we did the players to watch, Matt, he has been shaky against the Cubs. But there's been moments where, he's looked great. And in this game, he's made some tough saves, but he's still allowed 5 goals. And like you said, I don't think the leash is any longer than that. I think 5 is the end of the line for him if he allows 6.
And remember, he made a big stop on a breakaway in the second period, and then about 5 minutes later, the Cubs got another breakaway, and it was Noah Cohen that ended up scoring. It was his second of the game.
Yeah, he's looked good as well. So, really it could go to him or McCharles, I guess, for the Cubs right now, because both have put up 2 goals in this one. So it'll be interesting to see which one is the choice. It won't be as obvious as it was for Cochran's player of the game in the last game. So, but both those players really came to play today against the Powassan Voodoos.
29-20 are the shots in favor of the Cubs. They lead 5-2. 18:07 remaining in the third. Risman keeps it in. Sends it around to the near side. Fullerton pinching in. Now at the corner, Kelly is there. Battling Ellis for the puck. Ellis skates away and gets it out of the zone. It's turnover again. Here comes McDonald down the right wing side. McDonald goes into the corner, and Ellis takes the puck away. Ellis will try again. That line has been out there for a long time. It's sent down the ice, and a fortunate hometown bounce, but now the Powassan Voodoos trying to turn it around. Not everybody was able to get off the ice on that change, as the puck went right back quickly into the Cubs zone. That's Service on the near side boards. Service in the circle, puts it on net. Shot comes in on the backhand, that's blocked. And that will clear the zone. So all in all, a good time to call timeout by Daryl Moxham. Wilkie. It's kicked off his stick. Now on the near side, Patrick dumping it in. Kept in the zone, shot, blocked, picked up by the Cubs defense and cleared. Sobush now onto the forecheck here. Drops it back to Biederman. It gets stripped off of him. Nice play there by Sauvignac. Dumping it into the corner. Picked up on the far side. Biederman ends up with the puck. Sudbury coming into the zone. Sobush on the right side. Tries to feed in front to Smith. It's off his skate. Cohen is able to keep it in. Behind the net, Smith in control. There's a penalty coming up. It's going to be against Powassan. It's touched at the line. And the Voodoos will be shorthanded because of interference. And again, you had a couple of plays where Sudbury makes a mistake, albeit far from their zone. They make a mistake, give the Voodoos the puck, and they just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, the Voodoos just seem, again, to use your term that you use, which I think is a perfect term, lackadaisy in this game. They just kind of come into it and skate around, and maybe it helped you in the first bit. You know, you got a couple of goals early, and it's almost like my report cards in high school. Has the potential but doesn't apply himself. I can really relate.
So at West Ferris, we won't see your name on the honor roll anywhere, will we?
No, but it's well, at least I'm not on the scholar roll. But you know what's funny about it is I graduated and I got a plaque that says honor roll, and I'm like, how? I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but how? So I still have it as proof. Maybe they messed up. Who knows?
Just a second power play opportunity of the game here for the Cubs. Only 3 penalties have been called all game. That one was whipped down the ice.
And you can see by Risman, just from his shot and the way that he shoots the puck down the ice, that he's an OHL. You know, he's got the toolkit to be an OHL player, especially the way that goes down the ice. We watched a lot of North Bay Battalion games, and you see how their defensemen throw the puck down the ice when they're killing the penalty. And Risman looks like the same caliber as them. It's very impressive to watch him. And yes, he's learning the game. Yes, he's made mistakes. Yes, he's playing at the junior A level. But he's going to have a spot on the battalion as early as next year.
Biederman with the shot. That gets blocked. Ellis at the line. Across to Biederman again. Feeds it down low. In behind the net. To the right side. Smith shoots it off the side of the net. I thought that one got past him. Sent down the ice to kill some time. Still just under a minute remaining on this power play. Wow, Sudbury really utilizing their time well. Walker with speed down the left wing side. Gets thrown into the corner, drops it back for Biederman. Up high to Ellis, across to the right side, Smith. He fires it in. Stopped, Walker has it on the doorstep. Goalmouth scramble. Puck still loose. Couple more whacks at it. It's behind the net now. Smith to Biederman at the line. Ellis lost it. And it did clear the zone, so that buys the Voodoos some time. And that's sent all the way down, and the goaltender Bowen has to make the save, or has to make the catch. 5 seconds ago on the Cubs power play. Newton. At the line, kept in the zone. To Foley down low. Puts it on net off the side and bounces around back there. Picked up by the Voodoos, and it's Service carrying it out. Over the blue line. Service to the right side. McMillan sends it on net. Big rebound, and the Voodoos can't bury it. Shanks sends it through the middle off the skates of Crowder. Picked up by Thies. His pass to the middle is blocked. Crowder ends up with it. 2-on-2 into the zone. Crowder almost runs into his partner Shanks, But it's Shanks who has the puck behind the net. He fans on it. And it's cleared out. Long hacks at it. Going into the zone. Crank gets it away from him. Check that. Crane gets it away from him. Into the far side boards. Chipped ahead. And it's saying, the official's saying it touched a player on the Sudbury bench, so the faceoff will come back inside the Sudbury zone. 12:58 remaining in this game. 5-2 Sudbury. And I honestly don't know how many passes the Voodoos have actually completed inside the Sudbury zone.
Not many, I can tell you that much. You'll probably count on one hand.
It's mostly just been broken plays that they've tried to capitalize on, but then they just feel like they're rushed. Coming in on the rush now, McDonald tries to drag it, doesn't get up much of a shot, and now they're overthinking things. That has been the problem, really, since they've gone down 4-2 in the first period. They are overthinking it. They are trying to just do a little too much every time they've got the puck in a good position in the Sudbury zone. And with 12:10 to go, that has got to change in a hurry if the Voodoos want to get back in this game.
One of my favorite adages for overtime is just throw everything on net. You never know what will happen, but why only leave that for overtime? If I'm the Voodoos, I'm throwing everything on net right now.
Wilkie with the puck behind his own blue line. He finds service. And I expect this line to get a ton of ice time here as we are approaching the halfway mark of the period. McCharles down the left wing side. He's got 2 already today. There's a hit behind the net into the corner. The Voodoos almost leaving the puck there at the line. Kept in by Ellis. Back along the end boards. Wilkie up ahead to Service. Service with speed. Service down the middle. Drops it back. The shot goes wide of the net. That was Jack Kelly who received that puck. Kelly to the far side. Ellis coming in. In behind the net. Back there, that's Smetham. And into the corner is, check that, that was Smetham with Patrick. In the neutral zone, back and forth we go. As the Cubs content to just let the Voodoos try to get passes up the ice. I mean, 10:15 remaining in the third. Smetham gets it up ahead to Scott. Dumped in off the glass, in behind the goal line. Joffrey flips it to the far side. That one comes clear, and it's Sobush in control. Down the left wing, his pass gets blocked. Delayed offside. Sobush touches it, and the faceoff will come outside the zone. With 9:55 remaining, we've reached the midway period break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
Tonight's
3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
It's not the 6 stars of the game. It's Dave's 3 stars of the game. And by that, it's still even then only a player of the game as for both teams, for the Voodoos and the Cubs, as that's what they're doing here at the NOJHL Showcase. Each player from each team, or one player from each team, gets nominated as the player of the game by the respective clubs, and that's who they give it out to. They don't give it. They don't do the typical 3 stars post game, or in our case 6 stars apparently. But
For anyone that's watched all 7 of these games, they're probably going, we know.
yeah. But I got to give it to the, I got to explain it to the people that haven't watched.
Exactly.
That's the problem with broadcasting. We still have to explain
You
it.
never know who's out there.
Yeah.
But for everyone that is, thank you for tuning in. As the Sudbury Cubs have really played a textbook hockey game tonight. Pass down the ice off the boards. Getting in the way of that one, Joffrey. And he finds Crowder coming in, and his shot off the blocker and down the ice. That's... Oh, I thought that was too many guys on the ice there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 5. Okay. It was a late change. And that player just jumped off the bench and touched the puck, and I thought there was an extra guy still stuck in the zone. Kevian's dump in is blocked by Wilkie. Down the ice on the right wing side is Shields. In behind the net, Ellis. Trying to clear. Nice play. Voodoos trying to take advantage of that one now. On the left side boards. To the point. Now Wilkie. Wilkie looking for some support, and he's pressured and has to carry it out of the zone. Newton got it away from him. Wilkie chases that one down. Play to the far side. Coming down the left wing is Kelly. Kelly makes a move, but offside is the call, as getting ahead of him was Rousseau, I believe. Was it Rousseau? No, check that. Douglas, sorry.
Yeah, it was just sloppy play from the Cubs, sloppy play from the Voodoos all around on that last little bit of interplay. And I'm sure a coach's nightmare, especially watching, all these passes skip over sticks and just going offside by a hair, stuff like that. By the end of the year, they're going to have these cleaned up.
8:15 to play in the third. 5-2 Sudbury lead. Patrick trying to move it up to the line. Blocked. And now Toffoli goes the other way for Sudbury. Thies steals it. But then he's hit hard into the boards and lost the puck in the process. Stuck inside the Powassan blue line. Several players digging away at it. It comes free. Walker to the right side circle, spins, fires, and it's wide of the net. Picked up by Patrick on the half boards. And played in deep. Thies from behind his own net. Gets stripped of the puck in the corner. Walker centers it. And the goaltender Flageau has to make a stab at it. Turned over right in front of the net. But they can't get a shot off. Now McCharles from below the slot. He can't get one off either. Sudbury keeping the puck alive inside the zone. In the far side corner, that is Cohen. Around on the near side, McCharles fires it back into the corner. Picked up there by Douglas, and he gets it out. Patrick carries it in on the right side, takes a shot, save made, and then the rebound whipped away from a potential scoring opportunity from the Voodoos. Down the right wing side, shot comes in. Flageau covers it up after it goes off his shoulder and smothers it for a stoppage in play.
After what felt like some lack of offense between both teams or chances, all of a sudden the Voodoos get a shot, and then they almost got a good rebound as well. And then down the ice go the Cubs, and they almost get a chance. But Flageau with his shoulder and then jumping on it and able to stop that one and keep the puck out of the net.
This is the third meeting of the season between these two teams. The Cubs won 6-1 here at home on September 8th, and Powassan returned the favor 5-3 at their home on September 16th.
I do believe Flageau did play that game actually at home as well.
Icing the call against the Voodoos.
And he did play that game at home. So Flagio has played all 3 games. So he let in 6-3. He's let in 14 goals so far against the Cubs this year in the almost 3 full games played. Again, it's just some teams seem to have your number, and the Cubs seem to have his.
Soba's shot. That gets through some legs and to the far side. Now Rismond trying to hold it. Knocked away from a couple sticks. And it goes over the glass and out of play. 5:40 to go in this third period.
Shots on goal, 34 to 23 in favor of the Cubs as well. And it feels like there's hardly been any shots on goal in this period.
Yeah.
This third period is just ground to a halt.
Yeah, both teams grinding away for sure. And you got to credit Sudbury. They've done everything they can to knock Powassan off their game, and it has worked perfectly. There's a chance in front of the net, and it'll get stopped by Flagio.
There was daylight there for the Cubs.
There.
Yeah, and there was daylight for sure for the Cubs, able to put that one in the back of the net, but they didn't. And it still leaves the game at a score of 5-2. So maybe a little bit of luck for the Voodoos on that one.
Powassan trying to move the puck out of the zone. Sent to the far side. Carried out by that was Burry there. Check that. McDonald. And another stoppage in play. 5:12 to go.
It looks like we're getting a penalty as well as service goes to the box.
Roughing.
So the Voodoos will be penalized for at max the next 2 minutes here with 5:12 left in the third period.
Here's the other thing about knocking the Powassan Voodoos off their game. They've only had one power play all game.
Yeah. Cubs really doing their part to really nullify anything that the Voodoos do. Plus, they've been very disciplined.
Toffoli's shot wide. Newton picks it up on the right side boards. Newton skating back forward, drops it back to Joffrey. Joffrey sends it in, and it's off the stick, over the glass, and out of play.
Talking about grinding to a halt.
Yeah.
My goodness,
it's taken about 5 minutes to play 2.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, one more game here this evening as the French River Rapids take on the Blind River Beavers. That game was scheduled for 6:45 at 6:34. Doesn't look like that's happening.
Macmillan to Thies going in on the backhand, and it's in the back of the net. It's going to be a shorthanded goal for the Voodoos. And just like that, it's 5-3 with 4:45 remaining in this period. Second shorthanded goal of this showcase for the Voodoos.
Sean Thies, player to watch.
There you go.
I'm just saying, making me look like I'm pretty smart.
Put
Chris
it
Dawson.
all on a bow when you
Yep.
want him to pay you to be assistant GM.
I was thinking I'm coming for your job, but yeah, I guess. Apparently, I'm not allowed to say anything nice about him, so that's how it's going to be. Chris, don't like you. You're mean. Terrible.
Playback underway as the Voodoos have cut the lead down to 2. Still feels like a lot of work, though.
They may have just taken the mountain and cut it down a little bit,
Yeah.
but it still feels like a hill at the very least.
Biederman coming in. It's knocked off his stick. Check that. Smith couldn't keep it in as he was stretching for it, and now he's pressured by Scott all the way up to his own blue line. And then his pass is blocked off the skates of Smetham, but he finally gets it over to the far side to Ellis. Cross-zone pass over the blue line to Smith. He lost it, and now Scott will go the other way. One-on-one into the zone with Biederman on the backhand, and the save is made, and then Biederman shoves Scott into the goaltender. Both guys get up. They look to be okay. As play continues now in the Powassan zone, Smith on the left side board, skates to the blue line. It's stripped. Smith falling down, Scott on top of him, and Scott's able to backhand it out of the zone.
What a penalty-killing effort by Scott, though. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think the coach is going to be happy about that effort, at the very least. Coming down the left wing side, there's a hit on the boards. We're back to 5-on-5 play now. Maybe some life here for the Voodoos. In behind the net. Macmillan trying to hold it there. McCharles trying to clear it. Long, who played with McCharles on the U16 Trappers a year ago. It'll be sent down the ice. Flageau plays it to the far side boards. A little miscommunication. And then a backhanded attempt to get it out of the zone. Somehow it worked. Not the nicest way to do it, though. Toffoli coming in. And he'll hold it behind the net. McCharles in the corner. Service. Pressured off the puck. Like, somebody pick up the puck, please. I don't know if they're just worn down or what it is, but that'll go the length of the ice. And they're saying it touched the stick, so Sudbury will have to play it out. Kevion can't get it out. Kept in the zone. Good forecheck here by Powassan. Wilkie's pass to the middle. Not deflected the right way. They'll get another stab at it. That one blocked as well. Sudbury goes the other way. 2-on-2 into the zone. Dumping it in. Cohen played behind the net. Comes out in front. The shot off the pads of the goaltender. Flageau, 1:23 remaining. Back behind the net. Shanks knocked off the puck in the corner. Up to the blue line. McDonald carries for Powassan. Taken away by Ellis as he enters the zone. No goalie in net for Powassan. They get the extra attacker out. Down by 2. In the neutral zone. Ricci sends it in. Cleared out quickly. Bouncing puck gets by the defenders. It's rolling. And again, the Voodoos just don't seem like they could care less about getting the puck out of the zone.
40 seconds left, too. You only have so much time.
Service blows a tire, and he goes into the boards hard. Gets back up, seems to be okay. That was a scary-looking incident. Thies at the line, across the Risman, the shot, loose on the doorstep, and the goaltender finds it with 24 seconds remaining, and that might just about do it.
Yeah, the Voodoos at least able to claw their way back to within 2 goals. I mean, stranger things have happened. 24 seconds can be a long time. It can also be a very short time with the way that they've been playing recently. So we'll have to see what happens, as it looks like we're getting a timeout here to the Voodoos. As we see Peter Goulet, the head coach, put up the international sign of timeout with the 2 hands. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it's just a little lackadaisy for Powassan all game long. And it might come back to hurt them, because at this point, you know, that's the thing. That's what I mean. That has all the potential and doesn't apply themselves. They still scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
You know?
Weird to say, right? But it's resulted off of kind of broken plays.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of puck luck, too, here and there. But still, like, you've still got 3 goals in this game. And it
but
almost
then you
feels
have,
like,
you know, the goalie's pulled.
Yeah.
There's a Sudbury player in the area.
Yeah.
And you just had no urgency to move the puck out of the zone.
Yeah. It's a little disheartening to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that is probably the best word I would use to describe it. Was, you know, the play is a little bit disheartening if you're a Voodoos fan after this one. But we'll see what they can do in 24 seconds. They win the faceoff. McMillan sends it off the near side boards. Thies with a shot on net, and is gloved down by Bowen. 18.6 seconds remaining on the clock. And either way, the Voodoos will look to come out of this tournament with at least 2 points.
Yep, big win against the Eagles yesterday for sure.
Shields off the boards, into the corner. There's a hard hit. 10 seconds to go. Powassan trying to control the puck. Wilkie plays it back in deep. 2 seconds. Shot comes in, they score! Thies puts it past the goaltender, Bowen, under the blocker side.
They did show good goal. The referee
They did show good goals, so they'll lead the charge back to the bench. Thies with a goal to make it 5-4.
But now the Cubs are coming off. Guys, there's still like 2 seconds to be played.
And
I mean, I get it. But that should count. They signal good goal on the ice.
yeah, that's a confusing way to finish this game.
Okay, whatever. There, 5-4.
It's a 5-4 finish.
It's up there on the scoreboard. But I guess we don't want to play.
Peter Goulet is asking the refs, like, are you going to put the 2 seconds back up on the clock? And they're going to say no.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
That might be the weirdest 1-goal loss I've ever seen. I mean, that was just...
Well, looks like Tucker Shields is the recipient of the player of the game in this one. I really hope it's Sean Thies getting the second goal.
Yeah, 2 goals for Sean Thies tonight.
And Marshall McCharles getting player of the game.
There you go. We hope his mom, Jen, has a very happy birthday. Certainly will be a nice present for her to get those 2 goals from her son and a victory for the Sudbury Cubs,
Yeah.
who will finish this year's showcase with 4 points. And, you know, it's weird to say they narrowly escaped this one, but they were really in control for pretty much the entire game.
Well, at the end of the day, 5-4 looks better than 5-2.
It certainly does. Yeah, 2 goals late in the third period for Powassan, who definitely have some work to do, but offense really hasn't been the issue for most of the season. They have been able to spread it out. They've been able to find guys who have been able to put the puck in the net. Just a matter of trying to do the job on the other end of the ice. So, wrapping up game number 7 for us of the tournament. It's 5-4 Sudbury, and we'll be back for more in just a little bit.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.